I thought I'd do an update video for myself, really, because I want to piece down my thoughts. I'm in my second year of since my official diagnosis of having mental uh, depressive disorder, which is also another word for depression. Um, just kind of giving updates. I'm doing better as far as coping with my stressors, but there are still times where I still spiral, although not as many as or and trigger as easily as before. But I still have those moments where when I'm looking at my cell phone, when I'm talking to somebody, there is that urge to constantly check my text messages and checking my emails and things like that. Wanting to respond to things instantaneously. I guess it's to the detriment of myself because when they say that every time you receive a text or a message, it's like a dopamine rush, it really does. But the thing is, with dopamine rush, after a while, extended period of time of getting it, at least for me, I do feel mental exhaustion. Like, granted, today I also had issues with my bathroom, but you know, taking it like it's a regular day of going into the office. Because of the bathroom issue, it didn't happen, but I had trouble getting up in the morning. I just had I didn't really have the energy. My sleep has been pretty mediocre. Been having vivid dreams. Have trouble falling asleep. Even though I'm on, Zoloft, there are still times when my mind takes a while to quiet down. Um, yeah, I think the quality of sleep just is not great because I would wake up. I have trouble staying asleep, for sure. I'm trying to find ways, and which is not so hard to like just stay asleep. I think also perhaps because my diet has been kind of in flux. Um, it's a vicious cycle because sometimes I just don't find myself having the energy to cook, and I would end up like snacking or ordering out, which is not good at all because the food outside either has MSG or all the inflammatory types of stuff that my body can't process, and then I end up having skin problems because of my eczema. I was doing really well with my diet. I felt my energy levels boosting up when I was on it. Being very mindful about when I eat, how I eat, and what I eat. But it's just it has gone down the drain since. It's not as consistent as I want it to be, and it just kind of sucks. And now the sleep is crazy. And I remember with the dream I had last night, which was dreaming, kind of like telling my mom, like not to help certain folks because you gotta be really careful who you need to help. I had to travel to Japan, but somehow I had to come back in a day or so. Because my dad got really unhappy about the whole situation and he wanted just checking, and I felt like I was trapped because I couldn't. But then, like when he was gone, I was like, "Yes, I'm going back to Japan," but it was only for a weekend, so I was like, "Oh, by the time I go there, I'd be there for a day or so. I had to come back." And like just walking through the city, going to a different temple, it had a very distinct look in my mind as to how the it's like a crossover between Montreal and Japan. Other than that, I'm just getting my dreams mixed up at this point. Just wandering about. Um, yeah, like I haven't seen my cousin Wing Fang for a long time, so I was trying like oh she's in Japan, so I could go and stay with her and meet up with her. Um, it's just really weird. Um, so sorry for all the conversational or verbal diarrhea of using the ums, trying to think of a good way to word what I say, um, so that when I look back at I do rewatch my videos, and when I look back to it, it's cohesive for me, not so much for my audience because it doesn't really matter. It's I had my therapy session yesterday, and I guess I struggle with the idea of who I want as a partner. I do know what I want, but at the same time, this person I'm speaking with, um, it's I feel kind of dismissed in some way about what I want, and I don't know. I don't. I feel like the person I'm speaking with, a lot of the habits are very similar to my ex, and it's actually making me feel like I don't want to deal with this person. There's a couple of indications. Yeah, just I understand that can't be codependent. You live each other's separate lives, but you're coming together for a reason, right? And being in a relationship, there is compromise, and and at the end of the day, if on paper if we're not compatible, let's just say that we don't share a lot of similar interests, we don't share like similar certain similar values, I guess, besides the fact that we both want long-term relationship. I don't know, I just don't feel like it will work out. And I've been through that type of relationship where I was emotionally neglected, and I really want to fall back with the same type of person that would potentially neglect me emotionally because of the type of habits or interests they have, where they're constantly chasing stimulation. I want to get away from stimulation. I think my brain is overactive a lot, and I'm overly stimulated to the point sometimes I get bored really fast. And that period where I went on a technology detox, it was so good. It was so relaxing, and it didn't take much to be happy. But now that I'm back on technology, on my cell phone a lot, it does feel like it's harder to maintain attention. It's harder to be happy. The overstimulation of the brain can cause a lot of problems, and yeah, I'm devoting myself to some detoxing and soon, just to reset the brain. And that is it. I hope everybody does well. With everything that's going around the world, maybe this denialistic part of me speaking, but I am pretty sure we're gonna be on World War III. If history has shown us anything, if humans are in rule and there is personal interest tied into it, which has shown a lot, history is bound to repeat itself, and we're gonna lock into warfare. That's all I have to say.